session 2. And with this, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Mr. S.D. Mokashi, the chairman of Chemixel. Good afternoon to you, sir. Mr. S.D. Mokashi is the chairman of Chemixel and is working with Godavari Biorefineries since last 27 years. He is a general manager marketing with Godavari Biorefineries. He has more than 4 decades of experience in the chemical industry in various capacities. He has traveled widely at an international level to promote the company business and is responsible for international marketing of the products. His industrial expertise is working in sugar, ethanol, and ethanol-based chemical industries for more than 28 years. We welcome you, Mr. Mokashi, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. At the outset, I can be very grateful to you, Board of Chemicals, who has given me an opportunity to speak and present my views. I'm currently chairman of Chemixel. You know, Chemixel is a body of chemical industries coming under the Government of India's Commerce Ministry. We helped our member exporters to formulate the government policies, and we solve their problems as a EPC, take their problems to the Government of India Ministry, and try to resolve the issues. So today I am having a one of the important industry, which is upcoming industry, we can say, that is a renewable chemical industries. This is a new concept today. If you would have spoke about this on this subject 20 years ago, nobody would not have listened to me, because today it is a gaining, because green chemicals, environment issues, all these things are today taken very on the front turning. So that's why the people are looking for this industry, what this industry is, and how this industry is going to progress. On this subject, I'm going to have this. My subject is growth prospects in renewable and bio-based specialty chemicals in India, policies, automation, and related challenges. Next. See, as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has an immense impact on the industries across the world. Every business fights the battle on both front, health and economic. Industries are the adopt cost-effective measures to counter the demand slump. Demand for renewable chemicals in transportation, food processing, pharmaceuticals, textiles, construction, and coating, and many other industry sectors to increase. Today, depleting fossil fuels and increasing greenhouse gas emission are really influencing these industries to grow, because more and more industries are interested to use the biomaterials, bio-based materials. In view of the protection of environment and increasing demand for renewable chemicals named as green chemicals concept, which is internationally accepting very large, tremendous support from the large industries. Next. Since from last 8 decades, if you see in India, predominantly the agro-based industry. The agriculture is a major asset for India today, and that was earlier we were doing the agriculture in the old methodology, but today, last 4 or 5 decades, there is a lot of growth and advanced techniques have been used in the agriculture industries, and that has leads to give the raw materials. These are the feedstocks. So today we are using this feedstock, agro-based feedstock, to make use of that. And actually we can call it as a gold. See, gold is hidden with us and we are now identifying and we're extracting, that is called. So since from last 8 decades, the leading Indian players are producing various basic and specialty chemicals continuously from renewable feedstock. Some are started with a small one product. Now they are a number of products they have gained. Earlier they were only selling in India, but now they are in the selling in the worldwide. The major feedstock for all this is available in India from sugarcane, corn, and other business, other biomass, and algae to produce the basic chemicals. Ethanol is a basic building block to produce various downstream products. As you know, molasses is a raw material for ethanol, and India is more than 400 sugar industries which produces molasses as a byproduct. And we started using this molasses as a byproduct to make it convert into a value-added products. So from this molasses, many of the R&D has been taken, done some various advancement and concluded with the downstream products which are petro-based, equivalent to petro-based. Earlier it was not competent, but today as the oil prices are increasing, petro-based raw material also has a high price. So that is a gaining for, that is alternate source now we are using as a this ethanol as a basic block. Other products like aldehydes, crotonides, ketones, those who are in the chemical industries, they will understand these are the basic products. Glycerol, organic acids, pyridines, picolines. India is one of the largest producer of that. Amines, acetate, biopolymers, cellulose derivatives, lactates, and many others. So today these are the number is increasing, because earlier there were very few people, very few industries where very few products they were making from this biomass. But today these are the R&D has been taken very on the constructive way. So that has been, they have added many products, value-added products. So many of these industries are catering to the important industries like cosmetics, perfumery, and now in the pharmaceutical, in the major industry. If you see that today, after COVID, there are many COVID based medicines are being produced from many of our raw materials. So this is a significant progress in these industries. So these industries is gaining the popularity. That's why we need to look into this industry's progress. Next. As you know, all India, everyone knows that India, in whatever the petrol you take to your car, is coming out with a blending. So this blending program is started in 2000, where when the BJP government has started this, the Vajpayee government has started this initiation, and then after it has gained the popularity and that has the importance. From this, what we understood that Indian import will really getting reduced, and India is gaining the importance of this blending. So we have a E20 material compliant and E10 compliant vehicles. You may be currently you are there. We just use that for present cars only, but in future there are a compliant material vehicles will be coming over. That may be by 2023. You will have many cars which are this E20 and E10. At presently, we are blending about 8.5% of ethanol is blended with the petrol. Though we have today more than 10% can blend as per the policy. Government has emphasized that increased use of ethanol can help to save the environment and reduce the import bill. It is estimated that E20 program save the foreign exchange as well as the country as well as the environment. Next. Now I will touch upon your today's subject. Automation in India has come long way with the policy of Make in India. This Make in India policy, directly or indirectly, it has helped the investors to come to India, and those investors are coming from the advanced countries, and they will have advanced technologies. And these advanced technology with the automations, so our chemical industries will gain and make the progress. That's why the government is attracting global manufacturers to invest in India, which reduce the import dependency.